So the Nifty has almost gone to its previous high and consolidated a bit or retreated a bit. But really the big story today has been in the Bank Nifty, which is the index which is now up 1%. In fact, intraday it was up even more. But there was likely to be some resistance at 36,200 purely on the options data. That's how it played out. But as of now, still holding firm with about 1% gain on the Bank Nifty. And of course, in between we have had stocks like Motherson Sumi, Concor, which have done well. But overall, it's been, of course, a bit different from yesterday in the sense that, stocks like Reliance, etc. have cooled off and other stocks have taken over. But that's been the story of this market for some time now. Let's see what the last hour brings for us. Surabhi, hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Anuj. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'm just going to go back to the Bank Nifty because you were making that point in the morning as well, that could be the index to look at because there's some catch-up perhaps left over there. Right now, just need to mention that Europe is giving us slightly negative cues. Asia, hardly any market was trading today. European markets have started off on a negative note and Dow futures are reflecting that caution as well. So generally a little somber around the world this afternoon for our last hour. Anuj, so to get back to the market action today, I don't know, maybe it was a reaction to some of the more modest global cues or what. But what do you make of the fact that the market has been a one-trick pony today, and that's really the Bank Nifty, with of course some IT support. But what do you make of the polarization?
Yesterday you could have said the same thing about Reliance.
That's
yesterday,
true.
60 points out of 67 points came from Reliance.
Yeah.
And Surabhi, that is one reason. In fact, in the morning I stuck my neck out on the Bank Nifty that perhaps would be the index to track because if you see the texture of this market, it's been doing that. It's been doing some kind of a sector rotation, like we discussed, about the team, the Australian team. Someone keeps coming back to the form and keeps the bulls in the game. Look at the Nifty. I mean, hardly any dips on the Nifty, and today it's the Bank Nifty, which is of course helping the market. And if you see the Bank Nifty today, it's actually across the board on the Bank Nifty. I think ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, all of them have done well. SBI has done well, Surabhi. So, there's a bit of a move happening in some of the other banks as well. So that's done well. Now, the mid-cap index is the one which is perhaps disappointed a lot of people today because that's down and down about 0.5%, and the advanced decline is in favor of the declines. So I think there's clearly on the Nifty, there's some bit of perhaps quote-unquote index management going on. Purely by the options data, there's some resistance at 36,200, 36,250 on the Bank Nifty and 15,250, 257 the previous high on the Nifty. And I think the base for both the Nifty and the Bank Nifty has clearly moved up. On the Nifty, it's moved up to 15,000. And I think on the Bank Nifty, like we discussed in the morning as well, 36,500 thereabout. And you're noticing that every time the market's visiting those levels, there's buying. And every time the market's visiting congestion zone, there's some bit of profit taking.
Okay, absolutely. Interesting day for, of course, a lot of, mid-cap stocks as well. We'll talk about that as we go along. Ashok Leyland is still struggling. NCC is down. Quite a bit of profit taking in some of these biggish mid-caps. So let's tell you what's lined up on the show. It's a packed last 1 hour of the week. The day has been range-bound with some weakness now creeping in on the screen for sure. Banks and IT stocks, of course, have led the way on the upside. The big declines coming in on ITC. It's down about 4.5%. PSU stocks are also a drag. We'll discuss all the trends with our fundamental and technical experts. Let's come to earnings now. A very strong show from Motherson Sumi in the third quarter. What's behind the performance? Blowout set of numbers really coming in. We'll get chatting with Mr. Sehgal, chairman of Motherson Sumi, in a couple of minutes from now. Staying with earnings, Ashok Leyland did a conference call, but the market's not exactly too enthused right now. The whole commodity input inflation issue is really haunting the stock. We get more from Mr. Gopal Mahadevan of Ashok Leyland as we do the earnings call with him in the next couple of minutes as well. The Bank Nifty has emerged as a strong outperformer after a slow start. Most of the heavy lifting being done by, of course, names like ICICI Bank, IndusInd, etc. We'll get you the key triggers ahead for this big index. Today's market view comes in from Rupen Rajguru of Julius Baer. He'll talk about their view and the strategy ahead for the market.
Okay, but first up, the last hour strategy coming up. Mitesh Thakkar is joining us for that now. Mitesh, good afternoon. So again, clear dichotomy today. It's the Bank Nifty today, while the Nifty has taken a bit of a back seat. Your thoughts on how the index has panned out and your stock calls now?
So my belief is that Anuj, the indices broadly are still in some kind of consolidation mode. the Nifty failed to get past the 15 to 50 mark. Similarly, the Bank Nifty, I think, has kind of failed to sustain above the 36,200, 36,400 pivot zone. So I think that still remains. But between the two indices, I think, the Bank Nifty could be more vibrant if it starts getting past this 36,400 levels, and then I think you can see the breakout which can even pull the Nifty on the upside. So for the timing, there could be another 1-2 days of consolidation left for the market. We already had 3 days of sideways movement, but I think once the Bank Nifty breaks about 36,400, that's when possibly we'll look at going aggressively long on the index again with a very mild stop loss. Having said that, I think the stock calls which I have right now, I have a buy on M&M Finance with a stop at 200 for targets of 215, and IOC is a sell with a stop at 96.5 for targets of around 91.
Okay, got that, Mitesh. Stay on with us. We'll come back to you for more trades and more questions. Prakash Diwan is joining us on the show this afternoon. Hi, Prakash, and happy Friday to you. Well, I'm going to start off with what else but the earnings of the day, if I could call it that. And yes, I'm talking about Motherson Sumi. Huge improvement on their margins. There's this debt reduction that's also happened. And I think a lot of the subsidiaries are now adding up. What is your takeaway from the numbers and what are you watching out for?
Yes, hi, Survi. Absolutely delightful to see a marquee name like Motherson Sumi finally get its mojo back on the numbers. I mean, but a couple of weeks back, I remember on our channel when the management was interviewed, Next Gen sounded more confident than ever before. And it was nice to figure out that all their plans, which probably had got derailed because of the global situation and, of course, aggravated by the pandemic, seem to be not, making them lose that conviction. You remember, I think this level has been attained after 2018. Late 2018 is when the stock was at these levels. And it's taken a fairly long time for it to come back. The reason being all those projections on acquisitions and those growth numbers that they had guided for were probably delayed by quite some time. But what's working for them is not something which is a one-off. What's working for a Bharat Forge, what's working for the likes of Varroc and Endurance is absolutely working for Motherson Sumi as well, and more so. So it will probably now not need to exercise the luxury of getting the earnings growth to catch up with the price, but the price itself will get re-rated with this new set of confidence, earning confidence that it's demonstrated. So very positive. Only caveat is it's now getting priced to perfection in terms of whatever expectations have built in. So if there is any slowdown or any kind of an upset, especially in Europe, you'll have to watch out for. And I hope they don't make any acquisition anymore, which starts again, kicking the can down the road. But they work on what they have and get those efficiencies to be much more deeply entrenched. So very positive. You'll of course have to give it another 4 quarters for the next round of re-rating, if you will.
Prakash, good afternoon. What's up with the Adani Group? Once again, Adani Ports up 3.5%, Adani Enterprises up 7%.
Yeah, so always, this is something that's confounding as a group. But I mean, the only saving grace is that it's in the port business, Anuj, very clearly that there is traction. I mean, the kind of traffic that they have handled, the kind of capacity utilization that they would start inching towards. And you remember 2 years back, they expanded quite a bit, added the 5th berth, and that was not something which was which went off as planned. But the ports business, I think, is given the kind of focus that the government has on exports, whether it's through threads like the PLI or Atmanirbharta and all of those things, will mean that you will have this this particular asset getting sweated much more. And remember the freight corridors that are coming in will actually mean that you'll probably have faster, the velocity of cargo handling will go up much more. The same port will probably be able to do much more if you have transit times which come down. You don't have to kind of have waiting periods. So I think it's all in all, it's in a great spot. Given the kind of trajectory that the government has set for itself and for the economy that's shaping up. So, if you had worries about the valuation, at least that's not the case now in Adani Port, because it's definitely looking like
Prakash, sorry, I'll have to Sorry, I'll have to intervene here, Prakash. Sorry, just stay on because the stock of the day is Motherson Sumi, and we have the management now joining us. Mr. Vivek Chand Sehgal is joining us, Chairman of Motherson Sumi. Mr. Sehgal.